1 on TikTok and on YouTube. Okay. Hey, everybody. It's Dr. Moe. And
Hi,
Neil
Neil.
is on voice behind us. And if you want to see his face, go to YouTube or Facebook because you need to follow him on TikTok. So once Neil gets TikTok up, he will put his notifying viewers that you're live. Good. Neil will put his link in the chat on TikTok so you can go follow him so we can see his face on TikTok because that's the key, right? We need to see people's faces. I'm also going to post this for our patients on school in a second. So let's get this muted. There we go. All right. So let's post, if you guys could post this for me in school and send an email to everyone. All right, cool. So here's our Monday Motivation Live. But because with all the Zepbound news, and I keep getting these texts from friends and patients of when is Zepbound going to be out? I am not affiliated. We are not affiliated with Eli Lilly or any other pharmacy for that matter. Soon, hopefully. We're being updated on formularies right now. Some of our patients, it's actually shown in the formulary, so we're good. Let's just keep hoping, and we'll get it there as soon as we can. Shoot, Neil, I was just going to ask you something. I can't remember what it was.
Uh-oh.
And my brain is gone. happy. Oh, after Thanksgiving. That was it. So, my mom battles, I guess, being overweight. And she's a lifetime member of Weight Watchers and this and that. And they always say in Weight Watchers that, it's not so important what you do between Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's what you do between Christmas and Thanksgiving. So yeah, we are here. Here, hold on. we are here to discuss what we're doing. I don't know how to. Oh, whatever. I don't know how to change it. I can't mute it. I can't do anything. No, you're good. It's
Monday
fine.
Motivation should be out there.
Yes. Okay. Good. All right. So it's sent out to patients. So any questions you guys have on habit change, behavior change? That's one of the big things that we address here at AMS is. I don't know how to change it. I can't mute it. Hold on, Neil. Am I muting? Okay, now you're muted. Hold on. Anyway, AMS is Active Medical Solutions. That is what Neil and I work for. That's what we work toward all day, every day. Let me get on. Also, we have the YouTube chat up. So if you're over on YouTube or Facebook. Oh, Neil, do you have the Facebook chat up too? It should show up and wave, but I don't have anybody yet. So one thing I want to talk about today is a little bit of motivation and, how to make changes. We're coming up to the first of the year. And, that's it's when we set New Year's resolutions. And if, you're like most people, we fail by February. But that's not going to happen this year. Because we've got lots of things in our arsenal now with tirzepatide and semaglutide. Zepbound's coming up. Here, I'm going to decline that. Zepbound's coming up. And what Zepbound is the same drug that's in Mounjaro that is FDA approved for weight management. So it's pretty big news. Neil, you're muted. And I don't know why. Hold on. I muted Neil inadvertently. I didn't know it was possible to mute Neil.
What? Here I am.
There you are.
It is possible. How about this? Would you believe me that the teachers used to ask my parents if I even talked at home? I was so quiet.
You were quiet?
I was quiet. The Q word.
Right.
Yeah.
The word that shall never be spoken in the ER.
It's a dirty word.
Okay, awesome. All right, now you're here. I'm like, you were talking, and I don't know what you're saying because, well...
You don't read lips?
I don't read lips. Oh, there's Amanda.
Hey, Mandy.
You're going to call her that because she's not actually on the live and can't yell at you. Amanda is another NP, nurse practitioner that works with us at Active Medical Solutions. And she is She kind of despises the nickname Mandy, which oddly is my sister's name. But we have Amanda and we have Mandy, and never the twain shall meet. So yeah, ask all the questions, all the things about Zepbound, tirzepatide, semaglutide, whatever you want. We are on YouTube at AMS. What am I on YouTube? Hold on. Watch AMS. There we go. WatchAMS.com. And obviously, we're on TikTok. And we are on Facebook at AMSpublicgroup.com. Hi, Maria Sophia. Good to have you. I like all the highs. I want more interaction. What questions do we have? Because so AMS, I'm going to do another little intro here. My name's Dr. Moe. This is not medical advice. This is a fun Monday chat. I'm here with Neil. Neil is on YouTube and Facebook. But Neil, put your name in the TikTok chat so people can go follow you.
All right. I'm waiting for it to come up. It's just kind of spinning on me here. It's weird.
Yeah. It's what is it? FNP? What is it?
That's Neil Hizak, FNP.
Okay.
So NeilHizak, FNP. I would be the only one. It's not a common name.
I can't imagine it's not a common name with Neil Hizak. That's hilarious. And yes, Amanda, we will stop. I promise.
I probably won't stop, Mandy. It's not going to happen.
Okay, never mind. I'll stop. Neil will not. All right. Yes, and Amanda's over on Facebook too, so she can also moderate our little chat over there. So that's good.
Perfect. Oh, here you
go. Okay. Are you on TikTok now?
I'm fine. Yeah, it's finally kind of pulled up. It's working.
Okay, good. Hold on. Where's my Be Merry cup? One of my favorite cups. Be Merry. No shit. If anyone got that, good job. I have not watched the entirety of Christmas Vacation yet. So back to my lifestyle management. What the hell are we doing over Christmas and Thanksgiving, right? When we're on Manjaro or when we're on Zepbound. Not Zepbound, not yet, of course. Hi, Dad. So what are we doing? It's funny because over Thanksgiving, I just ate like a normal human being, right? And then when I got home, all the overwhelm of coming home from vacation hit me. So what did I do? My usual, overate. It made myself feel like shit last night really badly. And, but today, of course it was I guess if we call it day 7, right? Because the day before injection day. For those of you who have not met me yet, hey, I'm Dr. Moe. And that's like, I'm Dr. Moe and I'm in maintenance. So anyhow, so I'm in maintenance. And, I think that's going to be one of the big things that we target with AMS. It is anyway, but maintenance is not like I thought it would be. I thought it would be like this cruise control. You set the buttons and like, there you go. You got this routine and you just don't, you don't think about it anymore. No, it's like being on the highway, the thruway in New York, when you got a guy in front of you that's hitting the brakes and a guy next to you and it's a blizzard and you don't know you can't see the damn streets. So yeah, maintenance is not like I thought. No cruise control here. Question on Facebook, is there grace with injection days if I'm traveling and need to go a day before or after my scheduled 7 days out, just starting tirzepatide? Yes. So you can move it 2 days before or after with no thought whatsoever. Move it 2 days up, 2 days back. You're good. So if you need to go, 5 days this week because you don't want to travel with it, or, 9 days and then 9 days, that's totally fine. It's totally fine.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad she asked that because I've gotten that a lot recently with everyone traveling for like Thanksgiving, and it's going to continue. People asking that for Christmas with all the travel.
Yeah, I mean that's a big thing. Now I travel with a grab and stab Manjaro pen. I still have I have my few emergency stash that I keep for travel because it's easy to put. I have a TSA form because I'm chicken, right? They never look. They don't care. But I have a TSA form that says like this is medically necessary or whatever. It's I don't know. Something, I guess. And I put it in there and I tape. It's so funny because I tape the lock closed on it because I don't want it to, God forbid I inject that shit in my carry-on bag. Do not put it in checked luggage, by the way. I mean, it's liquid gold. Let's be serious. I've got like 3 pens left. So I know, right?
Wow.
I know I've been Right. Still in the kids' Fortnite
Yeah,
lunchbox.
and it's nice, especially for travel, if you have those left over that, because it can be out of the fridge for 30 days. So taking it on vacation, you don't have to worry about traveling with it and keeping
Yeah.
it cold like you would with compounded.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
actually think I'm going to do the same. When Zepbound comes out, I'm going to spend the $500 or whatever to get, 4 pens just so I can have them like on hand for travel or the days where my brain's a huge asshole and I honest to God don't think I have the 2 minutes to draw up the meds because I'm like, my brain's like, oh no, you don't need it this week. No, those are the grab and stab days where you're like, just get it in. Just don't even think about it. You don't think, you just do. To quote one of my favorite movies.
don't think, just do. Yeah, and the other thing, if you are on compounded, there is like insulin travel kits that you can get on Amazon. They have like a little cooler pack in it. It kind of holds like your vial and your syringes, and um, that makes it a hell of a lot easier to travel with as well.
Okay, there's Courtney. Courtney's on TikTok. So Courtney's on the TikTok. I'm going to get her live. So people on TikTok will hear Neil, see Courtney, and people on Facebook and YouTube will hear Courtney and see Neil. And Ashley, if she wants to say anything.
Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. So
All right.
Nicole is trying to decide when to purchase insurance to get Zepbound covered. So far, no insurance is on my healthcare marketplace is going to cover it. So far, when I type in the name, it doesn't recognize it. It's possible because it's brand new, they don't have it on the formularies yet. And until it comes out, it might not pop on there because it literally was a couple weeks ago, just got approved.
Well, and I just did a peer-to-peer with insurance today. Hey, Rob. Florida, this is me. Yes, I know. Let me tell you how much I miss it there, too. Oh, Neil's making me Neil's got my Florida background. We're good. So I just did a peer-to-peer today that, which is me talking to the insurance company to absolutely no end whatsoever. That's positive, usually. And the insurance plan that my patient had has a specific exclusion that it does not cover anything for weight loss. So anything I do, pretty please, cherry and top, doesn't matter. Nobody cares. They don't care about me. It's all good. They don't care about you. I don't know what the hell. I don't even know what insurance companies really care about. I don't know.
Making money.
I
mean, let's be honest. That's why they're there. They don't really care about our healthcare and our health. No, it'll be great when the studies come out that it shows it helps like heart attack risks, cholesterol, that kind of stuff, and it gets approved for those things because then they're going to have a hell of a time saying no.
Right. Like they won't be able to. Like it will be what I think is going to happen. Right. Because now that all these studies are coming out that like heart attacks and Lisa, I promise you, I will grab your question. Courtney, don't let me forget. And if you can, you know what, Courtney, if you can you pin that comment? Because I'll forget. But what I'm hoping will happen is because we're already having the studies of heart attacks. Yeah. Money bags. Heart attacks are reduced. Like it's because so many of our diseases are lifestyle diseases and metabolic diseases. Once it comes out, what I'm hoping is that I know the federal government will step in and regulate the price because that's the only way insurance companies can cover it. Because right now, for them to pay out $1,000 or even $500 a month, they're not going to do it. Period. So I don't know.
I think it'll be a while. I mean,
That's my Christmas wish.
they don't even want to rate. They finally somewhat regulated the price of insulin, and diabetics absolutely have to have that. You don't have to have Monjuro because they'll tell you they'll eat less and move more. You can't really tell a type 1 diabetic that.
Right. Just visualize your pancreas producing insulin.
Just squeeze a little bit more out. No, it doesn't work that way.
That's not how it works. Just bag yourself, dude. Just kidding. That was I know. I had to go there. I so had to go there. Okay, so do I think the med controls my hunger more or improves my metabolism more? It's a hell of a question. Because I can tell, even with dietary indiscretions, like I'll call it a slip yesterday. It was my first overeating episode like that in 22 days. So although it was a slip, I'm okay with it. Like, you know what? Hell, I'll go with it. Because 22 days of not having one and not even having the urge to binge or overeat was huge for me. If you hear any of my stories or have watched any of my videos, my brain's a disaster, right? So for me, it controls hunger. It allows my body to use food even if I totally mess up and go off the rails. I'm not talking I ate a little bit of ice cream yesterday. For those of you who think you're special, we're not. I go to meetings with overeaters weekly. We're not special. We've all eaten food out of the garbage, man. Chunked off shit out of the freezer. See, ice cream's easy because that's out of the freezer and made to be eaten out of the freezer, right? None of that wedding cake bullshit. But anyway, my point is, I do think. Oh yeah, here we go. There we go. That way, we're still here. There we go. We're still here, but we don't have to be here. We're good. I couldn't find the button. Couldn't find the right button. Anyhow, my point in this is I do think it also helps my metabolism, helps my body use the extra food when I do eat it. Now, it does not help with heartburn. I've dealt with heartburn since age 10 because I binged since about what, six that I recall. Really, it's probably before that, but age 6 is when I recall first using food as a drug. And I'm going to be 50 in just over a month.
Whoa.
I know, right? I'm celebrating. I started writing a note in my phone today, thoughts on turning 50. I'm kind of excited about it. Nighttime eating is my vice. Yeah. So, Neil, talk about the donuts. Why do we eat at night? Why did I eat 3,500 calories of ice cream yesterday?
My guess is you did not start your day with protein. You started your day with donuts or something like that. So the biggest thing to help with this is actually starting your day with protein, and not, you can have carbohydrates with it, but you gotta, in the studies I was reading, 30 or 25 to like 40 grams of protein will help decrease your caloric intake for the day by about anywhere between 200 and 400 calories. It helps with cravings later on. So just making sure you get your protein in the morning might actually improve some of that nighttime eating.
Yeah. So the goal is 50 grams of protein before noon. I have 30 today. I'll grab a shake when we're done. But 50 before noon will get you, for anyone, right? And the reason I do that is because even the lightest of us, right? My body weight's nothing to write home about, right? But I still have around 100 pounds of lean body mass, which is what we are feeding, right? We want the lean body mass. We don't want only lean body mass, right? We also have, especially in endurance athletes, there's a thing called red S, which is it's a relative, like we eat too little for. Oh, Courtney, I see your. Now my little shitty vision here can see your hoodie. Very nice. Just gotta try Tactics hoodie on. I know I'm so sad for the weekend. But a relative energy deficit, especially in females, especially in younger females that still menstruate, or premenopausal females, I guess I should say, that we end up with fractures and just a relative energy deficit. We got to be real careful about that once our body weight does hit maintenance. So that's something to think about, especially with athletes. But in lean, we want to feed the lean body mass. Really, very few of us are going to use this drug to get below 17% body fat, even as athletes. Now, there will people who do use it, I think, in a way that's, I don't know, borderline. But I guess if your body fat's at 16% and you're eating 4,000 calories a day because your body's a machine and you reverse diet it up to that, good on you. I don't give a shit what you're taking. That's not a relative energy deficit. That's appropriate use of the drug, which that's why with AMS, we do what we do. And we really dig in and ask people. I was on a live call yesterday with, she was DMF Kim on Manjaro, but now she's DMF Kim on Zepbound. She's in marketing and said it's better for SEO, which is why my chat title on TikTok now has Zepbound in it. But she was talking. Somebody asked there yesterday, would you put me on, or what could I take Manjaro if I'm only 46 kilograms? I'm like, well, that's kind of a weird ass question. First of all, because how tall are you? What's your body fat percentage? What are you doing with it? Is it maintenance? Is this your starting weight? Do you have a propensity for an eating disorder that is not binge eating, right? Because if you have a history of anorexia or bulimia, we need to talk. Like we need a team. We need a multidisciplinary team to manage this. I'm not qualified to manage. Okay, I kind of am, but we choose not to fully manage eating disorders because there's a lot that goes into it, especially with the refeed with anorexics. That was really long. Story for 100 grams of protein a day. That's where the number comes from, is 100 grams of lean body mass, because that's what we want to feed, right? We want lean body mass. We want metabolically active tissue, because then as you're sitting here, right, you gain 5 pounds of muscle. Number one, we're stronger. We don't break hips at 50. Get a little, all right, I'm warming myself up so I don't have a midlife crisis. Not that I'm not already in it. I just don't want to freak out, you know? What if I could get to the point of riding 50 miles on my birthday?
Absolutely.
I know you could do it. It doesn't sound like much fun.
It'll be indoor. It'll be indoor.
Really doesn't sound like fun then. But, you don't get hit by a car, so that helps.
There is that. The white pickup trucks, we do live in Texas. And Florida's really no different there. It's, between the two states, it's like, hold my beer, watch this.
Indoor, you can always do Netflix. So pick a couple good movies and just slow and go. You'll get your 50.
Right?
I mean, I'm not doing it with you this year, but
yeah, we'll see. I might do 50 minutes instead. Because I always run on my birthday, so that has to happen.
50K? Let's do 50K.
50K I could do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hell of an idea. Neil's thinking 5K and 50K.
yeah.
Totally
I'm not swimming.
doable.
Just so everyone's aware.
Too cold.
I'm not swimming. Nope. Yeah, Colleen on YouTube said Zepbound is coming up on her Caremark plan before it wouldn't even show up. So we're getting there. I mean, it's supposed to be out before the end of the year. So we're getting there. Speaking of my birthday, December 30th. Don't give me presents. Just show up for my lives and shit. I should do a birthday live.
What day is that? Is it a live day?
I don't even know. I don't even know. Oh, Nene started following me. You know what's really funny? I love the Nene birds in Hawaii. It's Nayny, but I love the Nene birds. Hold on, December 30th.
It is a Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah.
It's the 5th day of Kwanzaa. 6th day of the 12 days of Christmas season. 12 a tide. What the hell's that? It's my birthday. And it's also National Bacon Day. I'm just saying. National Bicarbonate of Soda Day. Okay. No, this is totally not related to Zepbound or anything else, but except for my birthday, and it's going to be my 50th birthday. National Bicarbonate of Soda Day. We're going to make a volcano, I think, with my kid. A blue Christmas for law enforcement. I don't know what that means. LeBron James also. Tiger Woods, hello. Why is Tiger Woods not on here? Yeah, that's all I got. I just like National Bacon Day. My kid's birthday is usually National Donut Day. Just saying.
Nice.
Right. Didn't plan that. Childhood nickname, Nene. Love it. I love it. Reminds me of the Nene birds.
We had a scribe named Nene long time ago.
I know, right? I know one of our old scribes now works at Methodist with my husband.
Well, isn't he's like the lead or something over there? Or?
I don't even know who it was. Sorry. Yeah. He told me, but I was less engaged than I should have been in the conversation. Yeah, Nicole said, I love your explanation of maintenance. Yeah, I really thought it was going to be cruise control. I did. So silly, right? And one thing that Kim said yesterday on her live is she's always been losing or gaining. They're like, we've never hit. I mean, I spent 2 to 3 years at goal weight. Can we please come up with another word for that? I don't. I hate it. But I spent 2 or 3 years at that weight, but I wasn't really at that weight because I didn't adopt habits that kept me at that weight. And I was still crazy in my head and it was a lot of stress. So my face was like the same weight I am now, but real puffy. And this was not like exogenous cortisol, like cortisone. Like it wasn't like I was on steroids. It was just me being stressed out all the time and I was puffy. Like I look back, I'm like, oh, that was not a good look, man. Not a good look. But at least I was skinny.
No, I still think you can call it goal because the goal is different for everybody. It not doesn't necessarily mean a weight. Like I've had patients like they have a certain size they want to get to, like they want to fit in a size 8 or 10 or whatever. Like they were in a 20 and they want to half it to a 10, or they just want to get to a place where they feel healthier and going up the stairs and playing with their kids is easy and it doesn't tire them out for the day.
That's a good point. So instead of goal weight, like what are your goals? I mean, my goal weight. See, my goal weight, what I thought is not where my body stopped. If I go to that weight now, it's because I've spent a week eating nothing but chocolate and I'm bloated and feel horrible. My actual comfortable weight is 5 pounds less than that. And so where my body settled, it's where my body stopped. I actually changed it in Garmin on my goal weight because I was like, well, I guess that's my goal because that's where my body is happiest. So I guess my goal is not a number, which I always thought it was. My goal is where my body feels best.
And I think a lot of people even start this, they have a number in mind, but as they, a lot of them, as they get closer, that number is irrelevant. It's more of I want to feel healthy,
Yeah.
that's it.
Well, it's like an Overeaters Anonymous. Come for the vanity, stay for the sanity. Or what's left of it. It's kind of nice. I was thinking about it, and I literally, my brain's on overdrive when I wake up thinking about the media articles and how they've changed over the last 6 months. 6 months ago, it was all about, oh my God, you have Ozempic face, to now it's, oh, we have less heart attacks. My bad. Yeah, at least I'm not Ozempic face in a casket. Leave me alone.
Yeah, or you have Ozempic face, but you don't have a stent or 5.
Right?
And you're not on a statin.
Speaking of which, I'm getting blood work. If I can ever get this health insurance thing settled. For real. Oh yeah, and somebody asked last week, not last week, the week before, if anyone has found marketplace plans with obesity coverage. I found none. Even the plan I'm paying out the wazoo for on a private thing is not. It's not cover. So I just like I said, I'll use the coupon to get a box of Zepbound, if not more. I don't know. I might go with brand, depending. I mean, it's not, my dose is pretty low, so it's better off for me price wise to go compounded than to pay $500. And I don't have any moral obligations to using compounded medications, so that's part of it, right? It's because people will ask us, do you prescribe brand name? I laughed in the middle of that. That was not, but we are not a one trick pony. We are not only weight loss. We do a lot of other things for people as well. It's just that these medications, semaglutide and tirzepatide, are so helpful with so many things. Oh, I take Ozempic and my marketplace insurance covers it. Yes, but does it cover it for diabetes? Which is a question, because Ozempic is FDA approved for diabetes. So it sometimes is covered on marketplace plans for diabetes, but not used off-label. Ozempic off-label for weight loss, or even Wegovy for weight loss. So yeah, I'm diabetic. So, but that's also good information because we do have a lot of diabetic patients because it's like once that switch gets flipped, right? Your body gets into the metabolic hell. It's so hard to reverse all of the things. It's like literally we have to wind back the clock, and it's like a huge ratchet. And somebody asked yesterday on that live call, what did she ask? Have you had patients that did not see any weight loss until like 12 and a half. And I was like, shit, yeah. We have a lot of patients who just don't see Courtney. Courtney had to get up pretty high. And sorry, Courtney, I don't mean to rat you out here, but whatever. But yeah, you had to get up pretty high before we started seeing real progress,
And we had to dig in, like, and be real honest that, okay, I thought I was, eating less, and, the honesty had to come in. Well, clearly it's not less. Clearly it's not enough less, because the weight's not coming off. So something's got to go. I thought my dinner portion was small, and it wasn't small enough to impact weight loss, but it took minimum 3 months and a dose increase every single month to even start to feel like I didn't have to white knuckle to lose any weight at all.
And that's kind of the point of Lori. Hold on, because I want to grab Lori's comment. Lori said she takes Mounjaro, no diabetes, and Marketplace is covered for almost a year. What plan do you have?
Yeah, sure.
You should find that plan.
I want that plan. That's freaking amazing. Because I wonder if it's still offered in 2024. My plan kind of tanked. But yeah, so, and that's the thing with the white knuckling is the beauty of these medications. It's not the easy way out. And one of my patients actually said it makes the impossible merely difficult. So, even though I took 7.5 this morning, I flip-flop between 5 and 7.5. Some weeks 5 provides all of the control I need to be able to make better decisions. 7.5 shuts me down pretty well. And I honestly think I would have been fine with 5 today because my brain's in a pretty good space, even though I went hog wild with ice cream yesterday. It was overwhelm. Overwhelm is one of my biggest triggers. And overwhelm is 100% created in my head. So, and that's where the life coaching bullshit comes in for me. I'm a life coach as well. And I know that because I coach myself and annoy the shit out of myself. But I know this. I wrote a book on it. Does it matter? Nope. Still sneaks its way in there. So anyhow, just know you're not alone. And, at AMS, we don't do perfection. We do imperfection real well. Most plans now require a PA, but even if it's covered with a PA, it's still worth it. Oh, you're in Delaware. And that's part of it too. It's state specific. So I wonder if Delaware has, I forgot it was state. I wasn't thinking that it is state specific because in Texas, it's like where we really need some obesity coverage.
Right.
It's not happening.
South in general.
Right. I guess nationwide, we're just kind of going down the shitter.
Yeah, Brittany's comment.
Is she on Facebook? First week
Yes.
out. Okay. First week at 1.7 and still not hungry. Too much. Maybe. Let's see. And then I don't have the Facebook. I don't have the names on Facebook. They're not popping through for me.
Well, yeah, that's her follow-up. Was thinking about taking my injection today. Only skipped because of Thanksgiving, but didn't even have to, honestly. Wow.
I don't know.
I'm thinking if 1.7 is too strong and you skipped a week, so it's been, 14 days then?
I'd go to 1.
You might want to bring that dose, try half a dose. And if 2 days later, you're not having side effects and you want more appetite, take the rest of your dose.
Yeah.
Just because, after about 10 days, we start to see side effects again at the higher doses. And it sounds like 1.7 might be too strong for you anyway.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, Lori said, I'm scared because I had blood work, and for the first time in years, my cholesterol and LDL were high. Your cholesterol and LDL are high after you started or before?
She had no baseline.
Oh, no baseline. Okay. Oh, yeah. My LDL's shitty. Was. Rika's in Wisconsin. We have Wisconsin. And I have to get a PA. Yeah. Most of them will require the extra hurdles. We do quite a few PAs, especially for the diabetics, because the insurance plans will cover it, but it requires a PA. Texas United Healthcare OptumRx has Manjaro with a PA. Does that PA require a diagnosis of diabetes for Manjaro? That's usually kind of, yeah. Then definitely go back down. Sorry, I'm going back and forth. Um, but yeah, I would go down on the dose if you're really, really not hungry. Well, that's the wrong way to phrase it. If you're like, I really cannot stand the look of food, I can't stay hydrated. Yeah, that's we have to back it down and tweak that a
That's
little
why I
bit.
think you can do half a dose and then take the other half if you need more control. Wow, look at A1C. I bet that the cholesterol was way higher than it is now, since you don't have the baseline of that.
Yeah,
I bet.
I bet. Yeah, I bet it was a lot higher. That is fantastic. On A1C from 9.4 to 6.5 in 4 months.
Amazing.
Like your body's like, woohoo, throw a party. Like all of my cells aren't glycosylated. This is great. um, what happens if the med is abruptly stopped? You don't go through anything like withdrawal. It's not like with a narcotic and you get sweats and that kind of thing, or with benzos where you seize and die. Welcome to the emergency medicine perspective. But what it does stand the chance of, two things, which I think are detrimental, is that your food noise will come back like it's been waiting in the wings, right? It's obesity is a chronic, relapsing, unremitting disease. So it's just waiting in the wings, right? Not that it can't be managed at some point with diet and exercise for some people. I'm not saying that everyone needs to be on these meds forever. It is completely individual. But the condition of diabetes, obesity, hypertension, lifestyle diseases are chronic diseases that require chronic management of some sort, whether it's a lifestyle intervention, medication, or combination of the two. Second is if, say, you're on 15 of Manjaro or tirzepatide or Zepbound, then you go off. To start again, you got to go from the bottom and climb. It's a pain in the ass, in my opinion. So one of the patients that I heard from yesterday, I don't know where it was, said she was going off to reset, to give her body a break to restart again to spur weight loss. I don't agree with that. What do you guys think?
I don't either. I mean, if you're off for a long period, I think it maybe helps reset that a little bit. But just a couple weeks, it has such a long half life; it's still in you. So I don't particularly think that will work. It did work for my mother-in-law. She had, she was off for like 2 or 3 weeks because she was sick, and she's like, we went back to her same dose, and she's like, wow, it's working again. So, as with everybody's body, it's dramatically different. Like as like changing sites gives you side effects versus no side effects versus better appetite control, which whatever makes sense, I guess.
I know, but okay, I stand corrected. I was wrong. I like it.
So why am I seeing so much about gastroparesis or paralysis?
So gastroparesis or gastric paralysis is a pretty shitty medical condition. If you've ever seen anyone with it, it's horrible. It is most often in diabetics because diabetes also causes gastroparesis, which these medications are used for diabetes. Gastroparesis is a very painful disease. By definition, gastroparesis is a slow gastric emptying time. Part of it. It also has to come with symptoms, usually intractable vomiting, this horrible retching coming from bed 4, that kind of thing. But if you look at your transit time, your food transit time on tirzepatide or semaglutide, it meets criteria for gastroparesis. That's part of its job, is to slow. When we're dieting, when we were like 13 and they said, you need to chew your food 500 times. I need to slap your face 500 times. because it slows down your food. It's like, don't scarf down your food because it takes 20 minutes for your brain to realize your stomach is full. Or if you're me, you never know your stomach's full because you have no idea what the hell that feels like. Anyway, so gastroparesis is by nature, the disease is a slowing of the gastric motility. That's what these drugs do. Now, if you have pain and vomiting, that is never an acceptable side effect if you have a good provider. Okay. So that's a different story. If you're puking with abdominal pain and you're on a GLP-1 or ever, period, you're puking with abdominal pain, you need to be seen. Like, I don't care if you're on a medication or not. Like, that's common sense.
Yeah. One of our surgeons, every time I see him, he asks, how this is going with us and everything. And he brings up the gastroparesis and he's like, yeah, I keep hearing about it and whatever. He still hasn't seen a case to tell me about. I'm like, okay, come with me with one. Because we have thousands of patients and we have not seen one yet. So.
Yeah. I mean, out of the, 2,100 patients, we had 3 pancreatitis.
All related to alcohol consumption.
Yep.
That was more than stated.
Oh, Bird Brains, which, by the way, I love that name, said, just joined, is Ozempic not in the list you're talking about in general? Oh, no, Ozempic's in the list. I don't use Ozempic as what I talk about because it annoys me that the media calls it all Ozempic. It just bugs the shit out of me. And yes, that's just me. It is what it is. It's not all Ozempic. So yeah, Ozempic's in there. Ozempic, semaglutide, Wegovy. That's the category over here. And then you get tirzepatide, which is Mounjaro, and Zepbound over here. And then coming down the pike is retatrutide up here by itself. Not out yet. Lefa said, does alcohol increase the pancreatitis risk on these meds? Alcohol increases your pancreatitis risk, period. Period. Like exponential.
Yeah, I mean, you have 2 things that can potentially cause it, so you're going to have an increased risk of it. In the studies, they had like 1 person in each group get pancreatitis, including the placebo group. So, I mean, it's not that common. And like we said, like the people that we have seen have it said, oh, occasionally drink, and then it turned out they drink pretty frequently, daily, way more than they stated. So, I mean, I went like completely stop like a glass of wine here and there kind of thing, but I wouldn't like binge on a weekend, have a party. That'd be tough.
Or if you have a history of pancreatitis, one of our patients, I told him when we started him, like, you have a history of pancreatitis, you can't drink, like, period. Oh, it's just beer. No, you're not listening. You're not hearing me. Like, your pancreas is pissed and it'll be pissed forever. So, hold on. Yeah, because Bird Brain said I was given the script, scared to try it. That's kind of a twofold thing. Yeah, and I like the comments of don't be. You know what? If it goes poorly, stop. Or change medications. Or change dose. Or, but just make sure your provider's talking to you, because that's key. Because there are some people who are going in to like med spas or whatever and getting injected, having no idea what they're taking or how much. That's a bad idea. You have to know what you're taking, what drug you're on, how much, what to do with it, what not to eat. Meatloaf and mashed potatoes. That was just for me. I don't know what the hell happened with that. It was super, like, sometimes the combination of certain foods just gets me, and that one was horrible. And I really like meatloaf and mashed potatoes, but that one was really bad. So yeah, but this is a great comment by Leafus. So some people don't lose on higher doses. What we find is patients have their dose. And it may change over time, but some people they rock it on 7.5, they go up to 10, feels like they're starving. Makes no sense, right? So that's why we work so closely with people and not numbers and protocols.
Yeah, I mean, you lost most of your weight on 2.5.
Yeah.
And then you just had to use the higher doses for maintenance. I mean, I have a patient that's down like 130 pounds, and we recently went to 10. That's everybody's a little different how their body reacts and how well it works.
Let's see. Love the absence of food noise on Manjaro. Have been told even with long-term use, it will return. So that's what happens with me when shit gets ugly. Sometimes my brain is a jerk, so I will gravitate toward sugar because my brain is a mess. And when I gravitate towards sugar, it negates the effect of the drug. I can, if I'm only eating very refined carbohydrates or the majority of it, right? Because I usually start out okay at breakfast, and then if shit's gonna get ugly, it gets ugly at lunch. If I don't have the shake as the second meal of the day, I won't even call it lunch. Things get real ugly real fast. So my food noise is held at bay if I'm sleeping well, I'm getting in movement. That's another story. My stress levels are managed. I am hydrated, which I don't do enough. Hence, too much coffee, not enough body armor light. Um, but those things have to be in a row for my 5 milligrams to work. If not, and I do something silly, I need to go up to 7.5, which is more expensive as an aside. So why wouldn't I just do the things, right? Because they're free.
But hard.
Mm,
They're hard.
I know. I
It's
know.
easy to stab yourself with a 7.5.
It is easier.
Yeah.
But you know
So
what?
it still
Even at
takes work.
7.5, I can overeat that if I'm just eating sugar. Like if I kept going, it'll take me 2 weeks at least on 7.5 to get that freaking Titanic. I am the fucking Titanic. Excuse my language. Shoot, it took me that long. Um, I am the Titanic, right? Like I'm headed straight for that iceberg. I know it's there. We're gonna call the iceberg. It's ice cream. I'm headed there. I don't care. Don't care. I'm gonna break this boat in half. Oh my god, turn the boat. It takes me weeks on 7.5 to get it turned around. Oh, and by the way, because I was traveling, I missed both of my meetings last week. Shocking. I overate. Shoot, I did not put that together.
Back on the horse.
That sucks.
Made a
Whatever.
mistake.
We're good. Can I talk about the compounded version?
Oh, let me hit this before we move on.
Okay.
Lori, the medicine has really slowed down drinking after Monjuro. No desire, and a little goes a long way. Yep. We've had lots of patients stop drinking that have been drinking for a long, long time. I even had a lady, she stopped biting her nails. She
Hold on.
tried forever, and finally she stopped biting her nails. She's like, it's great.
Can we use it off label for that?
I don't, for nail biting?
Yeah. For compulsive habits. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I think eventually, I mean, they're like psychiatry is starting to recommend it for like weight gain associated with antidepressants, antipsychotics. So,
Yeah, Rika asked my meetings. I go to 12-step meetings religiously. I started in February. Well, I started in 2004. I've been in and out religiously since February 2022 because, well, it's the last house on the block for me. Because I'm like the remedial person. Like I need medicine. I need my 4 habits. I need journaling. I don't go to therapy. You guys are my therapy. Hope you enjoy it. Send me a bill. But I do 12-step. I do medication. So if somebody tells me like this is the easy way, they can kiss my Ozempic ass. Because I work it off.
we talk about the compounded.
Yeah, hold on, because Jamie said, can you repeat the info about alcohol and pancreatitis? Alcohol and pancreatitis. Bedfellows, man. You want pancreatitis, keep drinking heavily. That's the way to get it.
They both increase the risk.
Don't forget that.
Sorry, both things can actually increase your risk of pancreatitis. So taking them together is going to increase that even more. Strongly advised to not have like binges or like party one weekend while you're on the medicine. Plus, it's a bunch of empty calories, and you're going to use the alcohol for fuel before you use any fat or other carbohydrate.
Yep. Yeah, alcohol's a poison, so your body needs to detoxify. Anytime you do a detox, don't bother, right? Your liver works great, hopefully. And it works better after GLP-1s. But your liver needs to use the poison before it. I wonder if it does the same with sugar. Before it goes for the nutrients. Probably does, right? Makes sense. It's got to get rid of the poison. God, I hate it. Whatever.
Poison.
I hate when whatever. I know. I'm not perfect. I get it. I can't lose weight now taking 15. Keep going. Don't give up. If you're our patient, shoot us a text and say, hey, listen, I'm stuck at 15. We can do some other things. We can work on your diet. We can add medications. This is not it's not a one trick pony, right? It's not like, oh, this doesn't work for me. We work on that. You've got to do things to help it. And you can. I'm growing my nails too.
Yeah, there's a couple that have stopped biting their nails. That's awesome.
I love that. Thank you for reading. You're welcome. My pleasure.
There's AJ, big boy, opinion on coming off after hitting weight loss goal, not diabetic. I think you can come off if you're ready to come off the medicine, to give it a try. And you've made lifestyle changes while on the medicine, like making sure you're hitting your protein goals. You've made other dietary changes and, have started making better food choices for each one of your meals, and you're exercising, like things that you'd need to do to keep the weight off. Because just like any fad diet, you could, be on keto diet, lose a bunch of weight, go back to eating normal, and you're going to put the weight back on. So that's why it's important while you're on the medicine, which makes it much easier to make those lifestyle changes.
Very individualized. We have some people that can come off of it or can go down to a really, really low dose and do fine. We have some that try and within a week or two are texting us again saying, nope, I can't do it. I mean, that's me. I share with Mo all the time when I think I can, because my brain thinks I don't need it quite as often as I do. And I won't even realize it, that the food noise is there or that I'm craving something until I have a snack accident and look in my grocery cart. And my kids will call me out on it. Last time I went to Walmart and filled up the cart and had to answer no less than 4 times that no, I wasn't taking food to a party. I just was hungry when I went to Walmart.
I know. And it's like I tell those stories in my head. Like I always used to when I bought binge food. As I literally make up this scenario in my head of why I was buying all this food.
Oh, yeah.
Because the actual reason because I'm going to sit down and eat these 8,000 calories it really wasn't palatable to my brain. So, yeah.
Oh, my God.
200. Wow. That's amazing.
That's friggin' amazing. Like, what? Awesome. Like, you just extended your lifespan by a shit ton. Like, I love it. It just,
wow.
Yeah.
August of last year, that's crazy.
Oh my God.
Was
like
that
your heart's gotta be doing a happy dance.
Heck yeah. You're not carrying around like 2 middle schoolers on your back.
I mean, your knees, your hips, everything. Wow.
I know. It's when the media says this is all about vanity, I just okay. I'm just angry about it. Sorry, I need to not be.
No. Let me maiden form is try drinking water before, during, and after meals. Also try to protein drinks 15 minutes before meals. So a lot of what they say is like during the meals, like 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after, to actually not have fluids because it actually increases the speed of your transit time out of your stomach. So usually it's like minimal fluid with your meal. But yeah, like drinking, way before is fine. But yeah, I would try to avoid the food during a meal or fluid. Sorry.
Wow. So for the people on Facebook and YouTube, I'm going to read AJ Big Boy to Slim Boy's story. I asked my doctor to put me on Mounjaro in October of 2021. He told me no. In December, I broke my neck because of the weight.
Wow.
That makes me, okay, let me back it up. Very grateful that you're on it and you've lost 232 pounds. That makes me want to find your doctor. Admittedly, we didn't know then, right? We didn't know. But you asked,
Well,
you knew. You asked and you knew, and they said no. I didn't know. As a doctor, I didn't know. So I went to my doctor because once I knew that I needed help, I went to my doctor, and my doctor said, eat less and move more. So now I'm here with Courtney and Neil and Amanda.
no, a lot of good.
Go, no, I'm just because I'm going to get in my angry hole and we're not going there.
Yeah, a lot of PCPs, they stop learning after vet school. I mean, my cholesterol was a little bit high, and I got lectured about eggs for 5 minutes. One, that's my cholesterol. One, that's wrong, and it's been wrong for years. Two, I didn't say I even ate eggs. But yeah, I just got hammered about cholesterol. Like, the last time seeing you because you have no clue what you're talking about.
Wow.
They also didn't know I was a dietitian before and what I did. So that's on them.
I think a lot of PCPs don't know a lot and don't continue to educate themselves. I also think that because our system is so broken that PCPs are so overwhelmed and have to crank out. I mean, when I did primary care, I had to see a patient every 15 minutes and that wasn't even being really productive. That was bare minimum. Patient every 15 minutes, starting at 8:30 in the morning and ending at 5:30 in the afternoon, with a 2-hour lunch break to go do rounds in the hospital on our hospital patients. So there wasn't the time necessarily to dig in and start discussing. And these medications, in my opinion, require a lot of discussion. We got to talk about side effects. We got to talk about ways to change things. We got to talk about what you do your first month, because what your first month is probably going to look a lot different than your 6th month. And I don't know that they all have that much time. I mean, I told you before, my dad's a prime example. When he went into his PCP and said, hey, my daughter put me on this medication, his PCP said, I think that's a great idea. You probably use some weight. You've been going to it for 15 years. If you think it's such a great idea and his insurance covers it, why does it take his daughter starting going into telehealth to put him on a medication? I mean, but again, and then we've also created this taboo, even amongst healthcare professionals, to tell someone that your weight is causing a problem. People get really, really angry about that, and you run the risk of complaint. They got to be in the right place in the right time to even mention it and even be open and receptive to the idea. But yeah, we've got someone asking you for it.
That's insane and true, though, because when we started, we as an obese, overweight population started the healthy at any size movement to have fat acceptance. We can have cancer acceptance too, but it doesn't change the fact that it kills people. I mean, I could have gravity acceptance, right? But I'm still not jumping off the friggin' skyscraper, because no matter how much I think I can fly, when I hit the ground, it's really going to hurt. Well, it really won't hurt at all because I'll be dead, but you know what I mean? That's the thing. I can say that these things are just vanity, because the problem is, the government said that obesity is a vanity concern in the 1970s. It doesn't change the facts. I don't particularly like gravity. Pulls my parts down. Doesn't really matter. Still wake up to it every day. Thank God, right? I hate to hit my head on the ceiling.
So Mama Carrie's lost 58% of her body weight using Victoza and then Mounjaro. That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, yeah, she's basically saying the worst is when they send you to a nutritionist and they blame us when it is really them. That's why I'm not a dietitian, because patients are forced to come see me as a dietitian to discuss a change in their diet, and they're not ready. So you spend time coming up with a plan, and they're staring at the ceiling and counting stuff on the wall, and they heard nothing because they don't care because they're not ready.
Yeah, they got to be ready. That's
AJ said he did get a new doctor, so that's good. Yeah. We have 1 minute on YouTube and Facebook, and then we'll wrap it up on TikTok for sure. Oh, Shelly's here. Hi, Shelly. I know people are judgmental. They're going to be judgmental no matter what, though. Think about it that way. People are always going to judge what you do. you know. Or like, well, if you know there's this shot out there that can save your life, why are you not taking it? How much you want to bet in a year? That's what it is.
Yeah.
It'd be funny. Guys, I bet on it. Whatever. My doctor and I just started it together. That makes me so happy, and I like your palm tree. I love the palm tree.
Yeah, my PCP now asks me, like, what pharmacy are you guys using? Like, how are you getting insurance plans